who let her in. This isn't the servants' hall. The words cut sharper than the crystal glasses clinking in the billionaire family's ballroom. Heads turned, laughter rose, and cameras tilted toward the black woman standing alone in silk. Security circled, ready to drag her out like an imposter. The family smirked, certain she didn't belong in their empire of wealth. But what they didn't know was that she held the pen to their future, and one call could erase it all. The Langford estate glittered that night like a shrine to excess. Chandeliers spilled light across marble floors, violins soared, and guests clinked crystal glasses with the smug certainty that they were the chosen few. The annual Langford Gala wasn't just a party, it was their performance of power. Ariana Cole walked into that ballroom alone. Silk shimmered at her shoulders, her steps measured, her gaze steady. She wasn't there to dazzle. She was there because she had been invited. But the crowd didn't see an honored guest. They saw an intruder who didn't fit the picture they wanted framed. It started as whispers, sharp as knives sliding between teeth. Who let her in? Wrong door. Maybe catering. Then the laugh that carried, Victoria Langford, matriarch and master of the stage, turned toward Ariana like a predator spotting prey. She glided across the polished floor, diamonds flashing, voice dripping venom behind a smile. I believe you're lost, dear. The service entrance is out back. Heads turned. Guests froze. Cameras tilted upward. The orchestra faltered. Every humiliation needs an audience. And now the spotlight was fixed. Ariana held out her invitation. I'm exactly where I belong. Victoria waved the card away as though it were a receipt. Anyone can print paper. Escort her out before this. Disruption becomes tomorrow's gossip. Two guards appeared, thick-necked and ready to obey. The crowd leaned in. Phones rose. Nothing feeds privilege like watching someone else's dignity dragged away. Ariana didn't flinch. My name is Ariana Cole, she said clearly, her voice cutting through the air. And I was invited, a smirk from a young cousin. Invited to serve drinks, maybe. Laughter again, cruel and brittle. Victoria's smile sharpened. Miss Cole, we uphold standards here. Education, legacy, wealth, things you wouldn't understand. Ariana's eyes stayed locked on hers. I understand more than you'll ever admit. But the guards closed in, hands brushing her arms. Gasps fluttered. Guests whispered, is she really resisting? Security moved as if she were a criminal, not a guest. She stopped walking. Slowly, deliberately, she drew a card from her clutch and set it on a silver tray nearby. Before you throw me out, perhaps you should read the title. The nearest guard lifted it and passed it to Victoria. The name gleamed in silver ink. Ariana Cole, Chief Investment Officer, Orion Global Partners. The ballroom shifted. Orion Global, the same firm funding the Langfords' $5 billion venture, the deal they'd bragged about all night as their greatest triumph. Victoria's smile cracked. That can't be. Ariana raised her phone. I can call my office right now and confirm, or I can cancel. The word cancel dropped like a hammer. Conversations choked mid-sentence. Guests froze, realizing the floor beneath them was shaking. No, Victoria said quickly, voice brittle. Surely this is all a misunderstanding. You should have introduced yourself sooner. Introduce myself? Ariana's tone sliced. I walked in with an invitation. You decided to turn me into entertainment. You wanted humiliation, not conversation. The guards stepped back, their hands trembling. Phones zoomed in. Streams spread. Tens of thousands of viewers would soon see this moment unfold live. Miss Cole, Victoria tried. Please, let's discuss this privately. Privacy ended with the coffee, Ariana snapped. Privacy ended the moment you called me a trespasser. She pressed one button on her phone. The call connected instantly. This is Cole. Terminate discussions with the Langfords. The $5 billion partnership is withdrawn. The words detonated. Gasps echoed. A champagne flute shattered on the floor. Guests clutched pearls, checked stocks on their phones, whispered furiously. Victoria's hand trembled. Wait, Ariana, this can be resolved. Our families, our reputations. Your reputation, Ariana said coldly. You destroyed yourselves. You laughed while your guards put hands on me, and you thought my silence would protect you. Charles Langford, patriarch and shadow of authority, pushed forward, sweat dampening his collar. Please, Miss Cole, let's talk terms. Terms have changed. Ariana's voice rose, filling the marble hall. 3 board members resigned by week's end. $50 million annually to an independent inclusion fund. A public apology recorded and unedited within 72 hours. Fail to comply, and your name becomes a cautionary tale across every trading floor on Earth. The crowd buzzed, disbelief mixing with awe. Someone whispered, "She's dismantling them." Victoria swayed, diamonds glittering like shackles. You can't dictate. I just did, Ariana said. Charles sagged. Agreed. The guards melted into the crowd, ashamed. The orchestra stood silent, instruments dangling useless. Every phone in the room captured the moment humiliation reversed. Ariana turned to the guests. Remember this night. Respect denied becomes power reclaimed. She slid her phone back into her clutch and gestured toward the stunned musicians. Play. The party isn't over. Just your illusion. The violins stumbled back to life, trembling under the weight of what had just shattered. Ariana walked across the marble floor, each heel strike echoing like a verdict. The chandeliers above no longer looked like triumph. They looked like interrogation lights. When she reached the doors, she didn't glance back. The Langfords were no longer her concern. Their empire had already collapsed under its own arrogance. The fallout began before dawn. Headlines screamed, Langfords lose 5B deal in Gala disaster. Clips replayed across networks. Social media exploded with hashtags. Respect reclaimed. Cole 5B. Not your entertainment. Investors dumped Langford stock. 3 board resignations hit the newswire within days. The promised $50 million inclusion fund launched within weeks. Scholarships and housing projects already receiving funding. The Langfords recorded their apology, stiff and unconvincing, tears smudged against reputations that would never recover. Ariana didn't watch. She was at her desk, moving billions elsewhere, forming alliances with firms that valued competence over complexion. To her, the gala wasn't victory, it was a warning, and yet, across boardrooms, universities, and living rooms, her words replayed endlessly. Respect denied becomes power reclaimed. Because on one glittering night, a woman they tried to erase became the architect of their downfall, and the architect of something bigger, a future where dignity is non-negotiable, and arrogance comes with a cost. Don't just watch this, make it echo. Hit like if you believe dignity is non-negotiable. Share this story so millions more see how arrogance collapses when truth stands tall. Comment your city and the line that struck you hardest. Then subscribe and turn on notifications, because every story we tell flips humiliation into justice, and you won't want to miss the next reckoning.